Human civilization faces a mathematical reality. Our need for consumption grows every year, but the physical space to produce that consumption is strictly finite. To see how we navigate this limit, we look at a hypothetical village called Palampur. Palampur has a hard geographical ceiling. Since 1960, the land area under cultivation has been locked in place. There is zero room to expand the borders. Generating an output requires 4 inputs, known as the factors of production: land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. When the land variable is permanently capped, the only way to increase the total food supply is to artificially manipulate the other 3 variables. When a population grows but its territory is static, a society must engineer workarounds or face a shortage. Historically, Palampur relied on a traditional farming system that established the village's production baseline. Irrigation was a slow process dictated by seasonal rainfall and animal labor. Farmers used camels to draw water from wells, a method that limited how much land they could effectively water. The inputs were low cost. Farmers planted traditional seeds and used cow dung as fertilizer, resources they already owned, requiring almost no cash to operate. Under this traditional system, the maximum yield was 1,300 kilograms of wheat per hectare. This method was inexpensive and sustainable, but 1,300 kilograms per hectare could not scale to meet the needs of a growing population. The first major variable to change was physical capital, specifically through the arrival of electricity. Electricity replaced the Persian wheels with electric tube wells. Farmers could now extract groundwater on demand, transforming the dry earth and making their harvests entirely independent of the unpredictable rainy season. This constant water supply enabled multiple cropping. Farmers began growing 3 distinct crops a year, like jowar, then potato, and then wheat, on the same plot of land. By upgrading their physical capital, the village effectively multiplied the annual output of a single acre without needing more territory. In the late 1960s, the Green Revolution introduced a technological shift in farming methods. This graphic shows the modern farming package. It replaced traditional seeds with high-yielding varieties, or HYV seeds, which require a heavy application of chemical fertilizers and pesticides to function. Human labor was further replaced by machinery. Wealthy farmers bought tractors to speed up the plowing and harvesting process. This chart illustrates the impact of the shift. On the same hectare of land, yields rose from the 1,300 kilogram baseline to 3,200 kilograms. By injecting physical capital and chemical technology, Palampur broke through its previous production ceiling. But forcing this level of production from a fixed resource base comes with a biological debt. HYV seeds require massive amounts of water. To feed them, farmers must pump groundwater so aggressively that the subterranean water table is now dropping. Chemical fertilizers provide an immediate mineral boost, but they also kill the bacteria and microorganisms that maintain soil health. Over time, the land loses its natural fertility. In trying to bypass the limits of the land, these methods are consuming the very environmental resources required to sustain farming in the future. This system changed the way wealth and labor are distributed across the village. Unlike traditional farming, modern methods require working capital. This is the cash needed every season to buy fuel, the chemical fertilizers, and new seeds. The map of Palampur is divided. While a few families own large tracts of land, 150 families are landless, and 240 others are trying to survive on plots smaller than 2 hectares. Small farmers often cannot afford the working capital needed to compete. Many end up selling their labor to the 60 wealthy families who own the majority of the land. When a finite system is pushed for infinite growth through extreme capital, it may create a temporary spike in output, but it eventually leads to the fracture of the environment and the society that relies on it.